When fear rises, name it with one steady breath and let your body answer with one simple action: a hand to heart, a slow exhale, a small step toward what is true. These tiny rituals train the nervous system to recognize safety where your mind might still be guessing. Repeat them until they become the background music for how you choose. There will be moments when the world tries to rewrite the story with loud opinions and uninvited advice, but you are invited to let those voices wash over you like wind on glass, noticeable, but not the thing that moves you. Anchor in the witness of your own calm and the small facts that have proven their faithfulness. Let the pattern of their presence be your ledger, not a passing rumor. Keep a private ledger of moments that felt like proof, the times they showed up without being asked, the conversations that left you lighter, the ways they respected your edges. This ledger is a tool for remembering when confusion or doubt arrives and tries to rewrite the ledger as emptiness. Use it often, let it steady your eyes. Type Amen to get blessing 101. Honor the pace that allows both of you to be whole within the pattern, not pieces sacrificed to keep appearances. When one of you flinches from a truth, the other can lean in with patience rather than pressure, and together you can make safety habitual. Safety repeated becomes a shelter in which tenderness learns to breathe. Invite small, physical markers of commitment that feel true rather than theatrical: a regular evening walk, a shared playlist of songs that return you to one another, a time each week reserved for honest talk without interruption. These markers build scaffolding for the heart and teach two people how to live in the same weather. The ordinary cadence of these rituals becomes the architecture of trust. Protect privacy as a sacred soil in which this love can root. Not every moment needs to be made public or declared loudly to the casual world. There is wisdom in secrecy when the secrecy protects the tender parts from unnecessary scrutiny. Let the world's noise be a separate channel, not the ruler of your inner life. When conflict comes, name the feeling without assigning blame and then follow with a practical step that brings resolution rather than escalation. A clear, calm boundary followed by a restorative action will teach your rhythms how to return after turbulence. Over time, these returns are what define a relationship as durable rather than dramatic. Type Amen to get blessing 202. Keep your life rich with independent anchors so that the relationship amplifies your joy rather than becoming the only source of it. Friends who hold your story with tenderness, work that feeds your mind, and practices that tend your soul are not distractions but protections. A love that adds to a life already full is more likely to sustain both people. When someone from outside offers warnings, listen for what lands and discard what is loud but empty. Wise counsel is a gift, but fear dressed as wisdom is not. Test every outside voice against the ledger you keep and against the slow rhythm of demonstrated care. Let discernment be a muscle you exercise, not a knee-jerk surrender to others' anxieties. Create a short, mutual plan for how you will handle pressure moments, a word that signals pause, a step one person will take when tempers flare, a practice to re-enter conversation with gentleness. Having a plan reduces the chance that a single night's argument will become a rumor that permanently scars trust. Structure can be tenderness when it is agreed and practiced together. Be deliberate about physical safety and legal clarity if the practical picture requires it. Dignity and protection often travel together when lives merge. Practical steps done with care are acts of love as much as any romantic word. Attend to paperwork, finances, and future planning with the same reverence you give to feelings. Type Amen to get blessing 303. Stay curious about the small changes in one another rather than assuming you already know the whole story. People grow and sometimes grow in ways that surprise both of you. Ask for check-ins that are short and kind, and make room for small course corrections when life shifts. Curiosity kept kindly is a medicine against stale assumptions. When doubt creeps in, return to the body-first cues you learned earlier: breath, heartbeat, the small ledger, and let these be your truth-tellers before the mind constructs elaborate reasons to back away. Embodied truth will not always align with the loudest thought, but it will point to what you are actually ready to receive. Honor what the body says with practical response. Keep saying aloud the values you want to live by together: honesty, generosity, humility, courage, and revisit them when decisions are hard. These repeated commitments become a shared vocabulary for choosing well. When both of you can name the values, you also have a compass in stormy weather. Allow tenderness to be the default posture rather than a reward to be earned. When tenderness is the air you breathe, small mistakes can be repaired without fear of collapse. Make room for apologies that are quick, sincere, and followed by a concrete change. A culture of repair is the hallmark of love that lasts. Type Amen to get blessing 404. You have been carrying a quiet readiness that only now is meeting its reflection, and the meeting will ask you to move with a tenderness that is both brave and ordinary. Let your decisions be measured by what steadies your heart rather than by sudden promises that glitter and fade. Practice small redundancies of care that prove over time what words cannot claim. Keep a simple daily check-in habit where each of you names one thing you are grateful for and one thing you need that day, spoken plainly and received without defense. These tiny exchanges build a language of reciprocity that keeps two lives from drifting into loneliness under the same roof. When gratitude and needs are named often, trust finds an easy place to grow. Notice how boundaries actually enlarge intimacy when they are mutual and lovingly enforced, because clarity creates safety where shame once lived. Use short, clear sentences when you speak about limits, and follow them with concrete actions that prove the words were not empty. The discipline of kindness becomes the scaffolding of lasting closeness. Hold the parts of your life that are not the relationship with reverence, friends, work, creative practices, because these are gifts that will keep your vision wide and your heart generous. A life that is whole on its own adds richness to the shared life and lessens the pressure that makes small things explode. Keep your inner world full so the relationship does not have to be the only container of meaning. Type Amen to get blessing 505. Let silence be a place of listening rather than an invitation to guess what is missing, and in that silence let steady presence say more than any hurried explanation. When words are scarce, show up with small acts of care that require no commentary and ask for no reward. These quiet offerings will accumulate into a portrait of devotion that words might never match. Prepare gentle rituals for days that matter, not as spectacles but as anchors, a note left on a mirror, a cup of tea made without being asked, a moment of music shared at dusk. These repeated, low-key gestures become memory keepers and will outlast the urgency of any passing crisis. Routine sacredness is the secret that holds mighty things together. If a rumor or a sharp voice enters your orbit, do not answer with an echo. Instead, return to your ledger of facts and to the slow rhythm of demonstrated care that you both have built. Outside noise often seeks to make a story of what is only a season. Protect your inner narrative from being rewritten by those who do not carry your ledger. Teach one another how to apologize with brevity and repair with action. Long apologies that loop in excuses are expensive and erode trust. A swift apology followed by a clear, corrective step teaches both brains how to move past error into renewed safety. The habit of repair turns mistakes into the mortar of a stronger foundation. Type Amen to get blessing 606. When fear visits, speak one steady sentence about the feeling and then name the small, immediate action that will relieve it, because action brings the body back to calm faster than explanation. Physical steps beat anxious loops and create new patterns in the nervous system that say safety is learned here. Repetition of simple, stabilizing rituals rewires how both of you show up under pressure. Record dreams that return with striking images or repeated names, for these nocturnal messengers often hold clarifying keys that daylight has not yet let you see. Keep a small lamp and a notebook by the bed and bless the practice of gathering these soft clues. Over time, the pattern that emerges from these notes will feel like a map rather than a mystery. Honor the age and experience each of you brings by asking for stories rather than making assumptions, and let listening be the form of respect that ages and youth both long to receive. Stories teach the particular grammar of a person's heart and help you avoid the caricatures that outside voices create. Curiosity paired with dignity becomes a daily sacrament. Celebrate the ordinary victories quietly and often, for they are the stitches that keep the fabric from fraying when larger storms come. A small recognition of a hard day, a task completed, or a kindness returned will stack up into a deep sense of belonging. Gratitude practiced daily is the quiet currency of a life shared. Type Amen to get blessing 707. Guard the threshold of your privacy with honors that both of you agree upon, because the world's spectacle will always try to turn tender things into gossip. Decide together what you will keep sacred and what you will share, and be unified about that choice. Unity about privacy forms a protective border that helps trust breathe. If outside pressure demands an immediate decision, ask for a pause that both of you can hold together, not as avoidance but as a wise interval for clarity. A short, mutual pause under pressure prevents regret shaped by haste. Time used well is the ally of measured love. Practice speaking in the present tense about intentions rather than making sweeping promises about futures you cannot guarantee. Small, present tense commitments are easier to keep and more honest. Choose acts over grand declarations. Consistency will outlast the most eloquent vow. The life built by present tense promises is the one that actually arrives. Keep returning to your private ledger whenever storms of doubt gather, because evidence remembered will steady you faster than fear manufactured by others. The ledger is your shared witness and your humble oracle. Consult it often. In its pages you will find the proof that the heart needs when voices around you grow loud. Type Amen to get blessing 808. This love that crossed every expectation will not collapse under time, because what was written for you has been held steady through difference and delay. When the calendar seemed like a wall, the Spirit treated it as a bridge. What others may label as impossible has quietly revealed itself as destiny's chosen form. You are not asked to prove this to anyone, you are asked only to walk in it with clarity and with dignity. The one who carries this affection for you already knows what it means to choose you against every odd. Their courage is not loud, but it has been faithful, and it has been noticed by heaven itself. Type Amen to get blessing 909. The signs around you will keep surfacing until you finally stop doubting them. A repeated number on clocks, a familiar lyric at a precise moment, or the sudden scent of something tied to their presence, these are confirmations from a higher place. Nothing is random when heaven is trying to direct your steps. You may feel heat in your chest or a trembling in your hands when you think of them, and that is your spirit aligning with what was chosen long ago. Those sensations are not accidents, they are the body's way of bearing witness to truth. Do not dismiss them as coincidence. Practical steps are waiting for you to take so that this love is not lost in delay. Keep journaling the confirmations, keep protecting the privacy of this bond until it has rooted strong, and keep setting boundaries so that outsiders cannot interfere. These steps are the way you safeguard what is rare. When trials come, remember they are only the test before the blessing. Envy, gossip, or misunderstanding will try to cloud the air, but the truth will endure. Your only task is to keep your eyes on the steady evidence of devotion and not on the noise designed to distract you. Type Amen to get blessing 1001. This love will not only restore joy to your heart but also correct a part of your story that once felt unfinished. Where you thought loss had the final word, heaven is writing restoration. The one who loves you carries the key to a healing you didn't even know you were waiting for. Be patient with yourself as you accept this, because your spirit already believes it while your mind may still hesitate. Hesitation is natural, but it will not change the truth. Allow time for alignment, and let grace fill the space between your knowing and your acceptance. You are safe to choose this, safe to allow the difference to be seen as a mark of destiny rather than a wall of separation. When heaven arranges, human logic is too small to contain it. What you are experiencing is not chance but divine orchestration. Soon there will be a moment when the one who has held back their words will let them spill, and in that moment the weight of secrecy will dissolve. Their confession will not only free them, it will free you too. You will finally see in their eyes what heaven has been whispering all along. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. There is a sacred alignment unfolding even now, and it will not stop until the truth stands in full light. The age gap that once seemed like a barrier is being transformed into a bridge of wisdom and balance. One brings experience, the other brings fresh vision, and together these differences complete a divine design. This person has carried feelings for you in silence, testing the depth of their heart against the weight of time. Their loyalty was not born overnight but shaped through seasons where doubt could have turned them away. Instead, they stayed, quietly proving that love rooted in spirit cannot be shaken. Archangel Michael says heaven has guarded this bond, shielding it from those who would twist it into something it is not. Protection has already been covering your path, which is why the attempts of others to sow confusion have failed. What remains now is for you to step into awareness without fear. This love has been kept safe for you, waiting for the moment when your spirit was ready to hear it without hesitation. You are standing in that moment now, and heaven is urging you to recognize it. Do not let overthinking steal what has been planted with intention. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. The signs are intensifying because heaven knows your heart still wavers. Repeating numbers, strange coincidences, and uncanny reminders of their presence are not random, they are markers meant to direct you back to the truth. Each sign is a gentle tug toward alignment. Your body is already testifying, the warmth in your chest, the sudden stillness that falls when you think of them, the shiver that runs through you when their name is spoken. These are confirmations written into your very being. Trust them more than fleeting doubts. Soon there will be a conversation that changes everything, where words unspoken for too long finally rise. That moment will strip away every illusion and leave only truth. The air will feel different, heavy with destiny, and you will know it cannot be denied. The difference in years will not matter when the depth of love is revealed. What others measure as distance will be seen as balance in the eyes of heaven. You were never meant to fit into human definitions, you were meant to live out divine design. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. You are being asked now to prepare your heart with discipline, so that when the truth comes, you can receive it without fear. Journaling the signs, practicing gratitude daily, and speaking aloud your willingness to receive are not small actions, they are spiritual keys. Each action unlocks the door to clarity. Do not rush to tell the world or seek validation from those who will never understand. This bond is holy, and holy things are damaged when exposed too soon. Protect it like a seed in dark soil until it is strong enough to stand in sunlight. When envy or suspicion tries to creep in, fight it not with argument but with truth anchored in evidence. Return to the pattern of their consistency, the loyalty they showed without demand for recognition. The pattern never lies. A moment of deep peace will come before the breakthrough, like the calm before dawn. That peace is heaven's way of assuring you that no matter how strange the path looks, the outcome has already been secured. Trust the peace more than the noise. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. This connection was written long before others began to cast opinions about what love should look like. Heaven's script was not bound by calendars, critics, or expectations. It was written with care, knowing that at the right time, you would be strong enough to embrace it. Your task is not to force the timing but to stay open and aligned. Alignment comes through patience, presence, and honesty, the willingness to meet each moment as it is, not as fear imagines it. These are the virtues that will carry you through. When the confession comes, it will arrive with trembling, because holding love this long without release has been heavy. Do not meet it with doubt but with the dignity of someone who knows destiny has arrived. Your reception of that truth will be the key that unlocks the next chapter. The heavens rejoice when love is chosen despite obstacles, for that is the kind of love that reflects eternity. You are walking into a story that will not only heal you but also bear witness to others that real love transcends fear. Carry this awareness with reverence. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. The truth of this bond has been circling you like a quiet shadow, waiting for you to stop and finally face it. What you sense deep inside is not imagination but alignment, a pull that refuses to let go no matter how much logic argues. This pull is stronger than time, stronger than the opinions of people, and stronger than fear itself. The one who has loved you has done so without needing validation, because their heart was already certain. They accepted the whispers of heaven before you even realized what was happening. Every sacrifice, every quiet moment of waiting, has been building toward a day when you finally see them clearly. Archangel Michael says this love has been guarded fiercely, because envy and interference tried to block it. Even when unseen forces worked to bring confusion, divine protection stepped in and cut the cords of sabotage. That is why, despite all obstacles, the connection never broke. Your spirit feels it even when your mind wrestles with doubt. The soft warmth, the tingling, the shiver when their presence brushes your thoughts, these are confirmations too powerful to ignore. The body testifies before the mouth speaks, and heaven is telling you to pay attention. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. A divine unveiling is near, and you will know it by the sudden shift in atmosphere. Silence will no longer hold back the words meant for you. Their confession will arrive like a release, shaking the walls of secrecy that have kept you waiting. Do not be surprised if it comes at an unexpected hour, through a message, a meeting, or a moment that feels almost accidental. But know this: heaven does not work by accident. Every detail, from the timing to the place, has already been written. This confession will not only reveal their feelings but also heal something inside you that thought love was too late. Where you thought years had stolen opportunities, heaven has prepared a restoration beyond what you imagined. You will realize that nothing was lost, it was only delayed for perfect timing. The age difference that once felt like a gap will suddenly appear as a gift. What one carries in wisdom, the other balances with newness. Together it will form a harmony that even critics cannot deny. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. The test will not be in whether they love you, that is already proven. The test will be in whether you can trust what heaven is giving you. Doubt will whisper that it is too much, too unusual, too risky. But faith will answer with peace, and peace will always be the truer guide. Your task now is to prepare your spirit for reception. Clear out the old wounds that make you afraid to trust. Lay down the fears of judgment from others who do not carry your destiny. What matters is what your heart knows when it is still. There will be signs in your dreams that grow louder, dreams where their name appears, or where they show up in places you once walked together. These are not random images, they are rehearsals of what is to come. Pay attention and record them. Keep gratitude close in this season. Thank heaven each day for what is already unfolding. Gratitude will unlock more clarity, and clarity will make the path smoother when the breakthrough moment arrives. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. Practical steps are required now to ground what is holy. Keep a journal of confirmations, guard your conversations with trusted voices only, and do not let doubt become the loudest guest in your mind. These small actions will protect the blessing until it fully matures. When others raise their eyebrows at what they cannot understand, let silence be your shield. Not every battle needs a defense, and not every truth must be explained before it is lived. Your peace will be proof enough. This love will require patience as it grows, but patience will reveal depth. Quick fires burn bright and vanish, steady flames endure storms and nights. You are being entrusted with a flame that was built to last. Soon, your heart will recognize why it had to wait. The timing, the difference, the patience, all of it shaped a story that could not have been written any other way. You will see how heaven's delays were not denials but designs. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. The path ahead is not to be rushed but to be honored. Take each step deliberately, breathing in the peace that comes when you are aligned with destiny. When doubt rises, return to the signs, the sensations, and the steady presence that has been proof all along. Love that survives age, opinion, and silence is not ordinary. It is a love that belongs to heaven's category of rare treasures. You are being entrusted with such a treasure now. The heavens are watching with joy as you prepare to step into it. Every tear, every season of waiting, every moment of questioning will soon find its answer in the embrace of this truth. You were chosen for this, and the time has finally come. Your spirit already knows, now your steps must follow. And when they do, everything will shift into alignment. Type Amen to get blessing 2020.